A massive new report published this week is going to set the stage for the future of trans healthcare in the UK. And for a lot of trans young people looking to access care around the world, it could spell bad news. Here's why you should be paying attention to the CAS review, even if you aren't in the UK. So this is the CAS review, aka the Independent Review of Gender Identity Services for Children and Young People. It's a nearly 400-page report published this week and commissioned by the UK's National Health Service, who asked pediatrician Hilary Cass to conduct a review of the country's transgender healthcare back in 2020. Now the full report has finally dropped this week, and it's a doozy. Proponents of the report, and Cass herself, argue it demonstrates a clear lack of evidence around the efficacy of gender-affirming care for young people, and makes the case for slowing or restricting access to some care. But its critics point out that the report itself is grounded in a lot of misinformation and anti-trans talking points. For example, it includes baffling claims like, for centuries, transgender people have been predominantly trans females who present in adulthood, which is just straight up not true, and that boys playing with trucks and girls playing with dolls is some sort of biological essentialism tied to hormones. It also cites research from widely debunked and retracted scholars, including Lisa Littman and her theory of rapid onset gender dysphoria. And it endorses the idea that being transgender may be caused by mental health struggles like anxiety or depression, despite the American Psychological Association thoroughly rebutting that argument. And a lot of the conclusions in the CAS report mirror anti-trans talking points we have already seen and debunked. Still, despite these and plenty of other questionable conclusions being raised by a variety of experts on social media right now, the CAS review is being taken very seriously by the powers that be. The NHS has already confirmed that they will move forward and implement CAS's recommendations. Last month, the organization already took steps to suspend the prescription of puberty blockers to young people in England per CAS's recommendation, and despite the overwhelming international medical consensus that they are a safe and effective treatment for young people. And the CAS review is likely to find audiences across the pond too. Poorly structured research like this is often used to prop up restrictive anti-trans legislation and as justification for rolling back hard-fought victories for trans rights. And even in name, this report mirrors the 2022 Florida review, which similarly argued that trans health care doesn't meet national standards and therefore should be restricted. That review, by the way, was undertaken under Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and is a quite clear influence here. Just because this review pertains to the British medical system doesn't mean it won't influence policymakers in Canada and the US too. In a current moment when anti-trans restrictions are rolling out across North America, we must look at research like this critically and call it out for what it is.